This week on Honey, We're Home, Selena Gomez's wedding, baby showers, holiday family games, and more.
Honey, we're home.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to a cheeky little episode of Honey, We're Home. I am on my cozy little corner of my couch. I have pillows to the left and right of me. I will be getting back into the studio soon, but I just had to come to terms with the fact that like I need to be doing what I can do. And right now, I love being in my apartment with my microphone, with my computer, because I've gotten to spend so little time here. And I'm feeling like cute. My new little striped brown polo, and it's giving fall energy outside. And I wanted to start giving you a few more episodes in between the weeks because I've been MIA for so much of the summer, which I deeply apologize for, but I would never leave it hanging permanently. And I am here and I'm working on being here every week, and just accept my apologies. I feel like there are fun things to talk about this week because we've got the Life of a Showgirl coming out. We had Selena Gomez's wedding. We also have some like crazy things going on online and with the world. If anybody's seen my recent TikToks, like you might know. But I just wanted to just get into it, honestly, and maybe have a little bit of fun along the way. So the first thing that we need to catch up on is that like the holidays are approaching, and as the girl, the self-prescribed crazy girl about the family holidays, I do already have a saved board. I didn't even plan to talk about this. It just like literally is coming word vomiting out of my mouth. I have a saved board already on Pinterest that I've invited my sisters to for Thanksgiving for inspiration. This happened like probably September 2nd. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like that, this is not even my, is Roman holiday the term? Whatever it is, it's not mine. My champion of a holiday is Christmas. But for what I know why, it's because I'm getting that joint family holiday, which again, I think I've said this before, but be careful what you wish for, my friends, because I wished for joint family holidays and now I am getting them, but it's under just a literally abysmal circumstances. Like you could not make this shit up. But yeah, so we'll be at my mom's for Thanksgiving, and John's parents will come, and Jace will come, but Jace and David are my brother-in-laws. David is starting his new job coaching and at UNC Charlotte. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to come, which makes me so sad, but like alas, it's fine. Anyways, like I have so much to work with this year because I have my mom's entire reservoir of like party planning stuff and hosting stuff. Like in combination of what she's collected over the years, plus what me and my youngest sister have like accumulated so that we can throw a party on the drop of a dime. Give us 5 minutes. Give us 5 minutes and your socks will be knocked off while about like what we've pulled out of our asses. Like it really is astonishing. And I, some will look at us and say like, why stress yourself out? Nobody expects that. And to those people we say, you can leave. Some people just don't get it. Like doing the absolute most, doing the absolute most is fun. Like that is my definition of an incredible time. And I enjoy surrounding myself with people that also believe in that. And like every now and then you probably need to touch grass. But for the most part, someone coming in and saying like, we're going to do a party in 3 hours. I'm like, bet I got it. I top of my head, I know how fast calling ahead to Party Planet, getting these balloons made. I know what that's going to cost. I know exactly how to get it catered on the drop of the dime. I know what exactly I can put in the oven. I know exactly what tablecloth I'm pulling out. I know which ones are clean. I know which chargers we're going to use. I know where the extra candles are. I know if I need more of it. Like I'm getting it together so quickly. And it is like watching a chicken with its head cut off run around, but like it is so rewarding. And I have applied this logic in so many different occasions. Like when we did our best friend Ashlyn's welcome party for her wedding, my high school friends and I were like day of, right? I flew in after missing my flight. This episode's going left so fast. I don't know if I told the story. I think that I did, that John and I missed our flight from Paris last year. And this was crucial because we had like 12 hours in New York and I had to grab my dress to be in this wedding, of which I was matron of honor in, and get to Charleston. And this was imperative because the welcome party was at my house in Charleston, and or it was at my parents' house. And my mom, oh, now this is gonna make me so sad. It won't make me sad, but it's just crazy how stuff works out. But like my mom was sick at the time. She felt like she got sick in Paris. She thought that she had COVID. What is so shitty is that like now, a year and a half later, that was her onset of ALS. So it's just kind of it's bizarre to think about. Nevertheless, I had to get to New York and to Charleston. And so what ended up happening was I landed in Charleston at like 8 a.m. Thursday morning, and we had to check into the Airbnb downtown with Ashlyn at 3 or 4, and then go to the welcome party at my parents' house at 6. And it was me and the high school girls, and we were setting it up. And Ash wanted us to check into the Airbnb with her, which is understandable. Like when you're getting ready for your welcome party for your wedding, you want your friends there. Like it doesn't matter that they were the ones throwing the party. Like you want to go with your friends. Like that is just common sense. Like been there. I knew that. Um, and so we were also the only ones setting it up. I Please do not ask me why. John didn't even fly on that flight with me. Oh, because I obviously missed it, so I had to reschedule and pay like out of the ass. None of the husbands were helping except one. Like my friend Ellison's husband loaded all of this stuff. We had to get all of this furniture from my parents' laundromat. We were conjuring furniture from all around the neighborhood, from all of our parents' different houses, piecing together furniture. We were cutting and making tablecloths. Okay, so this is what's happening, doing all the floral arrangements. Like, we actually slam dunked this, but at like 1, we're like, wouldn't it be really cool to paint oysters on the tablecloths? Everyone's like, yeah. Don't we need a stamp for that? I'm thinking in my head, I could say that we could make one, but they're going to kill me. And then my friend Ellison goes, well, we can make one. And we're all like, of course we can make one. Like this is the general psychosis that goes through our brains. So we find foam and we hand carve some stamps of oysters. And then we proceed to use paint and create this oyster pattern on the tablecloths from stock fabric I got and flew with from New York to save money, and had just cut the right sizes out. And as we're doing this, we realize that the paint is going through the fabric and it's staining the back porch. First of all, I grew up with these girls, so literally it's just immediate terror in everyone's eyes. Like we knew if my dad walked out of that door, we were all dead, just dead. uh, we didn't even have to say it, and we did, but eventually. But just it was like little. It was literally like Little Orphan Annie. Like we had cups and buckets of different soap mixtures. Also Googling what we couldn't put on the floor to like strip the stain off with rags, scrubbing in centrifugal or whatever circles to get this paint off. Freaking out. We get the paint off. Literally, someone says, "Wow, I was about to shit myself the whole time thinking your dad was going to walk out." And I'm like, well, at least we said it, because we all were. What do we do after that? We proceed to finish painting the oysters on the tablecloth. Nobody was like, you know what, though? It was like John was on the phone and he was like, you guys are making it harder on yourselves. And it was like dead silence. I was like, I'll hang up on you right now. Like, listen. And I think Ellison was like, that's never been a problem before. Like, I just am having a hard time understanding why that would be a problem right now. And someone else was like, and we like it that way. You know what I mean? It was like, thank God you're not here at this party, because logic is not what we're looking for right now. Like, go have a party somewhere else. We did end up finishing and it was great and it was so much fun. Like, it was amazing. And or John, literally, my hairs are so crossed, but whatever. He was obviously there for the welcome party, so I don't know if he got there a few hours later than me or what was going on. Anyways, so this brings us to just the effort that we like to put into things for no other reason than self-torture. So for Thanksgiving, I already have all of these things pulled up, and I really like doing the fruits, and I think it's a very affordable way to do stuff, and like you can repurpose it because flowers these days are like so expensive. And I think it's like chic. And I sent it to my group chat with my sisters, and Sarah, my like middle sister, is like, wow, that's really like consumerism. I'm like, gonna jump off this fire escape right now. Like, you cannot be serious. And I'm like, it's just wasting flowers. It's wasting everything. Like, it's also cost effective and like you can reuse the oranges and stuff and like make mulled wine with it. I'm like, I cannot do this right now. Um, but in that vein, I've been saving a bunch of cute little things for holiday hosting, and I'm really liking the like gourds and the fruits and like the brown ginghams. And you, because we'll be in the South this year, I'm like kind of hoping we can do this like big table outside. Like that would be honestly really cool. And I'm gonna do a version of our Crawford family Christmas Olympics for Thanksgiving Day. Because we're girls in the family, like we're not boys. Like the Edward 40 hands games are such a funny, hilarious, good time. And I feel like it's substitutes for like the football game that boys like play. Like I don't actually know if they like still do that anymore. I don't really like hang out with boys that much. So like maybe, but like I don't know. It just feels like work. This is like enjoyable. Like get tipsy with your Edward 40 hands and like play a game with your family members. It's like actually hilarious and still team oriented. And so I'm working on coming up with those rules. And some of the other things that I'm seeing that I really like are like, not that I'm going to do this because it's just so pricey, but like these miniature hot dogs with like caviar on top, like that type of thing. And like this swan butter. Um, I just love that. And maybe like one of those panna cotta cakes, like with the cherries on top. I'm just seeing some really cute stuff. And I think Thanksgiving is gonna be a great prep time, like trial and error. So like you basically have your menu set for Thanksgiving always. And we've the only thing we've started to outsource is the meats, which I think is like, is that not like super normal as we go older? Like my mom was like, I'm not cooking meats anymore. And then I was going to John's parents' house. And then one year she was like, bro, like, you guys eat so much. Like, cooking all of these meats, like, this is not my forte. I make all of these sides. It's insane. Someone from their church started like smoking the meats. And so she's like, I will get a little like braised beef from you or like a little turkey or whatever it is. So I feel like that's a little bit more normal. And then also, there's this gluten-free apple pie that I love in New York from Posh Pop Bakery, which when you go in, it looks like a 2005 throw up in your face. But
This is not the first time that you have heard me talk about affordable and accessible mental health care on this show. I love to talk about Rula because they are on a mission to make high quality mental health care from a licensed professional, easy and affordable for everyone. They take most major insurance plans, and the average copay is only $15 a person. While I think that going to the therapist in office is such a huge privilege, I also understand that working with schedules and even location can be a huge deal. For me right now, knowing that I have access to my therapist, whether I am in New York or in Charleston, is a huge anchor, and I know that I can rely on them whenever I need from wherever I am. With Rula, it's not just affordable, they stick with you throughout your entire journey and they make sure that you get the best therapy and that you're making progress. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey towards improved mental health and overall well being. Head on over to rula.com/honey to get started today. After you sign up, they will ask you where you heard about them. So please support the show and tell them that I sent you. Go to rula.com/honey and take the first step towards better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares. First fell in love with Quince for their cashmere, and now I'm just as hooked on their home collection. From super soft sheets, which I have, and spa-worthy towels, to handcrafted furniture and stylish decor, every piece makes my space feel warmer and more elevated for fall. Quince has everything you need to bring that warm seasonal upgrade to your home, and I've been so impressed by the finishes. The linens feel luxe, the silk curtains look high-end, and the materials are built to last. Lastly, by partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince cuts out the middleman to deliver premium quality at half the cost of other high-end brands. Right now, I am fixated on their linen napkins and tablecloths as I prep to see what do I want hosting to look like this fall for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it's getting me really excited to play with new color combinations and just get some good quality tablecloths in my home, honestly, and like great napkins, potentially get them embroidered. I don't know. Elevate your space this fall season with beautiful home essentials from Quince. Go to quince.com/hothoney for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/hothoney to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/hothoney.
it is so cool. Like it's delicious. Like everything in there is gluten free, and the apple pie is the best thing to have ever graced my mouth. So I'm hoping to bring a few of those. And otherwise, it's sort of like the food is taken care of. Like you know it's gonna be good. And if you don't like Thanksgiving food, then you know it's gonna suck. So like you get to play around with everything else. Like it's not gonna ruin the day. And then whatever works for you, you can sort of like take into Christmas time. So I feel like that's fun. I'm excited that we're like entering that little like holiday season, and I'm getting excited for the weather in New York because it's turned me into a fall girl, which like I don't know if it's this phase of life for me, but I'm pumped for it. And last year I felt that tingle, but this year it's like really in full force. And I saw someone say that like fall is the summer for grown-ups from a fashion perspective, and I actually feel like that was extremely true. So, we'll see. Um, that being said, this past weekend we got Selena Gomez's wedding, and we only have a few pictures, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, or honestly, I don't know if you even really care, but I saw this interview with Cardi B the other week, who she's just been cracking me up recently with all of her like trial memes and whatever else. Honestly, I just find her to be hilarious. And then I found out that she sold her house in Atlanta, or she's selling it because Offset like wants one of her properties in the divorce, and he's been like living there with his girlfriend. She moved back to New Jersey because she was like, I didn't want to live in Atlanta in the first place. He won't send the divorce papers, and he really wants one of her properties, the property being Atlanta property. And Cardi's like paying the mortgage on and all this stuff, according to her. I believe her. And so instead of letting it continue to battle out in court, she just sold the house. She's like, I don't want it anymore. So now she's selling it so he can't get it. You know what I mean? Like you can get it if you buy it. So, anyways, I was watching her interview with Gayle King, and she was talking about Selena Gomez, how she like riches, right? Basically, how like she's this very nice billionaire. And then obviously she gets married, and like I read that they paid like all of this money to have really crazy security for their wedding, and like I honestly I really respect that because their wedding was probably beautiful, you know what I mean? But it's for them. Like if you don't want to share it, you don't want to share it regardless. Her dress. This is the one thing that I'm like, please. So the photographer with her dress, which there's speculation about if her dress was the rehearsal dinner dress or the day of dress, based on photos Benny Blanco also posted. And to that, I will say it could be a transitional dress. The cut, the neckline is so similar on them both that I'm a little confused. And one could be ceremony and one could be a reception, certainly. But one thing that definitely feels true is that the photos posted on the Saturday were probably pre-taken prior to the wedding, so they had something to put out. And I think that that's something that a lot of people do bridal portraits, you know what I mean? And a lot of people do a first look. So doing something prior to the wedding, I don't think that that's like bizarre at all. I think it's actually kind of nice. Maybe you don't have to like go off from your guests and do this like separate cocktail hour shoot, especially if you're willing to do the first look. Um, or it's from the rehearsal dinner. I don't know. Petra Collins took the photos, and I know that they have a long relationship. And I think the photos are ethereal and they're cool. I saw a portion of one of the photos or in the video where you can see the front of the dress. Everybody is missing so much. Like the front of that dress is stunning. Like she has a high neck, she has like that halter cut, she has the fabric gathering on the hips. You can't tell how flattering that dress is. You can't even really see the dress, especially, oh, and I say this all the time, it's the placement of the bouquet. When you're photographing with a bouquet, it's like you're blocking the entire bodice. And when we pick out a wedding dress, girls, it's for the bodice. Like it's the neckline and the bodice that we care so much about. And it is just being blocked. And I feel like though the photos are absolutely stunning and I am not owed a single thing in this world with the photo, I just want to see the front of the dress more. I want it to be appreciated for all of its glory because it is so flattering, and we're just like if people love her dress now, it's like you're going to love it when you see the front. You're going to love it. It's like withholding like a just precious gift from us. So I'm excited for them. But like seriously, I just want a good picture of the front of the dress because I got that glimpse and I'm like, we are being robbed. We're seeing a fraction of the beauty of this dress in this moment. And the pictures are moody and they are cool, but I just want to see the front of that dress. And also I think we know, like, we heard Taylor Swift was at the wedding, and um and she was at the Chiefs game like the following day or whatever. And obviously the Life of a Showgirl is coming out this week. And I saw that TMZ was like trying to say that she left the reception early and saying all of this other stuff. And she was like mad that Celine was mad at her mom, or her mom was mad at her because her mom didn't get to walk her down the aisle, but her grandfather walked her down the aisle. Like, TMZ was reaching for straws, saying that Taylor had to leave the wedding to get back to Travis and all this stuff. I don't know. It was really dumb. And then it got me into the pipeline of Taylor's wedding, which is also a trending topic online right now. If you know, you know. I called immediately. I'm like, they're getting married in Rhode Island, bro. Like, it's called Holiday House. Like, she is literally extending the house to accommodate for a growing family. And the reason the house was purchased was in order to host their families over holidays. Like, I know that it was Elizabeth Harkin called it Holiday House. Like, it was named Holiday House by the Standard Oil guy and his wife, Elizabeth Harkin. But like, she has maintained that legacy and has stated that it's for the same purposes. So, like, listen, it's where she hosts. Rhode Island's a beautiful place to get married. I do not doubt at all that's where they're getting married. I really thought from like day one. I prefer to visualize her like wedding dress and have like high hopes for that. Even though that's probably very naive of me, rather than like try to blow up her wedding. But I did see that all of these people are basically spreading rumors about what her wedding date will be next summer. And they might very well be true. It's about, she bought out somebody's wedding, basically, like she wanted the date. And okay, like maybe she bought out the venue because the venue can see to her house or whatever. She might be getting married on that date. That just is so upset. It's like the privacy levels, the boundaries that are just crossed. It just pisses me off because, like, the thing is, eventually you will see beautiful photos of the wedding. But like when you harass somebody, then you put them in the position to like walk behind partitions and bulletproof walls to go sit at their suite at the game or to hide themselves from public. It's like, we're not in a fun place right now as a country. Can we just not take the fun out of everything? And I already have feelings about like the clickbait stuff and like the clout chasing things out of like personal circumstance or like relatability to like get a view. It just is annoying for me. I don't know. I probably have a personal issue with it, but like, leave it alone. If that was her wedding date, it probably isn't anymore. Like, literally learn to shut up. But Life of a Showgirl is coming out this week and I'm really excited. I'm going to be in Atlanta and I'm going to be with my best friend Emily, and we are going to go to the movie. Like, I cannot apologize for this. I cannot apologize for this. We're gonna go to the movie. I've ordered us both the album. It was for her birthday, but like now I just don't think it's gonna come in time. And I'm nervous because I leave here early Thursday morning. And the album comes out Friday, which means that's probably when the album will get to my apartment. And I'm hoping it doesn't because I have a thievery issue. Somebody is like actively only trying to take my packages. And I've thought this for a while because I'm like, I had a Gap order. I literally worked so hard in this clearance Gap order, stolen. Um, to this day, I'm just pissed about it. But like everything that I'm getting is gone. Like it's just not there. And so I'm having to check downstairs over and over again when I think packages are coming. And the scary part about it is like my sister is sending me stuff from Charleston. So I'm like, at one point she like sent John his AirPods and the UPS didn't even bring it inside. Like FedEx left it outside on the steps of the building. And so that is a way that things could get stolen. And for a while I was like, that's the issue. It's just the delivery. Like I did have something. I had a really nice pair of earrings over the summer. I got notified that they were being held at the USPS like facility, not just an office, a facility. And so I went down there and I asked for my package. And the guy was like, yeah, they've tried to deliver it every single day for the past 4 days at 2 p.m. And so they were about to have it quote unquote shipped back. And I'm like, they haven't because I've been home deliberately every day for the past 4 days at 2 p.m. come hell or high water to make sure I'm there to receive the package because I've been tracking it. And every day I do not get a buzz. Not once have I ever gotten an attempted delivery. I've gone down there to see if I can be down there when they get there. Um, not one single day. Like it says reattempted every day, and I'm here. And it is not like I'm not even leaving my house because at this point I'm just getting frustrated. And he's like, wow, like that's sus. Obviously, that is suspicious. So I did think that it was like a delivery situation going on. But today I went downstairs and packages had gotten delivered literally like 10 minutes earlier. And there are like 7 boxes. One of them is for our apartment. It is cut open. Like it is scissored open. Like they wanted to see what was in there and they didn't like what was in there. So they left it. Like it didn't apply to them. It was like literally personal hygiene product. So like what could you even do with this? But like I'm like, you actually just split it open and it looks like it's like relabeled and stuff to like send twice. The whole thing is so weird. So now I'm annoyed and I know my building won't like send me footage, but if that Taylor Swift album gets stolen, I'm going to be pissed off. So pissed off. Um, so anyways, just pray for me on that, I guess. But we're gonna see the movie and we're gonna have a day together and it's gonna be great. And we're gonna go get Little Sunny Angels. And I'm very excited for the album. And I am very hopeful that you guys probably like do not care about this, but I am so hopeful that what's happening Saturday is an SNL appearance because she's got Graham Norton's show and then she's got Jimmy Fallon. It's like she's just cushioning it with just already be in New York on that Saturday. Like she's so funny to me and I would really love to see that. And I know the other speculation is Austin City Limits, which would be cool, but I would love to see like literally SNL. Like I'd love to see all of the skits. I think that would be amazing. And we did see that, or I at least saw that the promotion was going to be crazy for this once it launched. So I think that'll be really cool. And that brings me into something else that you also probably don't care about is that this is her 12th album. And I have a working theory that her 13th studio album will be the quote unquote last album. I think there will be like a pseudo retirement. I don't think she can ever stop making music, but I have sort of like pieced it. It is like total manifestation. The 13th album being the album of the happily ever after because she lives in eras, but her eras are just chapters of a larger book, right? Or like a biopic. So like you have this book ended situation where you can start with debut about all of your concepts of falling in love, then you can go through all of your journeys of experiencing love and learning love and self-love and self-discovery. And then your 13th album for her 13th number is the culmination of all of it. Like it is the last chapter. It is the ride off into the sunset. And I feel like as we know it, like she will feel like the story has been written. And obviously I'm not saying life ends with marriage and kids, but like logistically speaking, like if looking at like, parenthood, it's something that is obviously physically demanding and grueling. And like, you might want to focus on that and be allowed to focus on that. And it's like, that's a new chapter for you. But I think the 13th will be probably it as we like know this album release schedule to be like every 2 years. And based on the fact that like it looks like Searchlight Pictures is picking up the movie on Rebecca Harkin. I think I said Elizabeth earlier. That's so dumb of me. So about like the Standard Oil legacy and her, like you guys should look her up if you don't know, like it's really cool. Looks like she's another playwright. Like she's obviously been getting into directing for years. I think she might move into like some more musical theater stuff and some more directing roles and really like try to show her hand in other ways creatively, which takes a lot of work to do. And I feel like she might enjoy doing that for a little while and like come back to music, So like I also feel like that would be a really cool little thing to experience. And then that one of the last things we chat about today is anybody feeling like there was a while, right, where we like half of our friends were getting married and half were having babies. I'm starting to feel like I'm taking the shift into like full baby shower. Like baby showers are being replaced by weddings or vice versa. Weddings are being replaced by baby showers. And I'm still learning my baby shower etiquette. I don't know if anybody remembers that episode where I was like, wow, I'm literally a disheveled piece of crap. How do I not know how to behave at a baby shower? But I am getting into that season where I'm like starting to travel for baby showers and wishing that I'd been able to travel for my friends that do have baby showers back in the day, wondering how to make that up to them, not knowing if I ever really can, and just like praising the ground that they walk on. They're saints. They're so nice. Like, how are we such bad friends to our first friends that had babies? Like, are we literally okay? Like, I need help. Like on that. Like that is. I feel terrible about that. And it won't happen again. I will always be a more supportive friend now that I have seen more close up like what it's like for your friends to go through pregnancy and postpartum. But like I can't give them that support back retroactively. And I just feel like shit. And like wow, like uh, good, like kudos to them. And like also sorry to you guys if you were the first to have babies in your friend group, because I just don't think that you got nearly what you deserved. And I'm very sorry. And you should probably plan or have someone plan like a reparations girls trip of like, hey, like we're gonna do something for me and I'm gonna enjoy it. But I am feeling like we have a lot of that travel coming up for baby showers. I'm very excited for our friends. I I am selfishly like, sometimes people don't tell you stuff about your future or about what to expect because they just like they don't want to yuck your yum. Like it's just not helpful. I think this is one of them. Like I just feel like for so long we were like, once all of our friends get married, we're gonna be able to travel leisurely. Like our flights will be to trips, the two of us, and couples getaways and friends getaways and da 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 da. And the answer to that is shut up. It's not going to be that. It's going to be now it's baby showers. Now it's more family stuff. Now it's your parents getting older and you're flying home more. Like I don't know. And the only thing I can say to me myself feel better about this is like it could have never been different. Like we do not control those life events. And we also are not the type of people to say like F our friends, we don't care about them. Like we're not gonna make sacrifices. We're not gonna be inconvenienced. Like we're just gonna do what works for us. Like that's also not the type of people we are. So like what are we gonna do about the fact that we love our friends and we're gonna show up for them? And that is going to take our weekends and that is going to take our travel budget. And that is life. And if we want it to look differently, then we need to get better jobs that pay more and more vacation and put more hours in the day or figure something else out because no one's coming to save us on that front. Like we're going to have to shift our own perspective on that. And now I'm starting to see why people plan these like week-long friends trips like over a year in advance. I get it now because otherwise it's not only that you'll never make the time, you will never justify it. Like if it is not something that some amount of it has already been paid for, like the flights booked or the deposits down on the rental, you're not doing it. Like you will always talk yourself out of it. You will always say there's something better to spend that money on. You will always say, but we probably need a weekend of rest. And you probably do. But like you will always make up an excuse. And that's where I'm at right now, where I'm like, the excuse is valid, but still, like the options in front of us are like, okay, don't go. That's not going to happen. I mean, we're going to show up for our friends. So that's not going to happen unless we like actually can't do it. You know what I mean? Then you're simultaneously like kind of learning like your boundaries and what you need to like sustain yourself. That's happening at the same time. But then you're also expected to start being more fiscally responsible because you're getting older and you need to save and maybe you need to buy property and maybe you're thinking about having a baby or like whatever that is. Like, so there's that mental load. So anyways, guys, that is where I'm at. And I think I'm in full acceptance and maybe it's you know what I'm thinking about in this exact moment is that years ago when we were going to Chicago more, we would hit John's from North Chicago. Okay, like we get into this all the time. North Chicago is not Chicago. Like, the best I can explain this is also just because, like, there is a point where like you're not in Atlanta anymore. Like the suburbs of Atlanta are so far out. Like if you're 45 minutes to an hour away from the city, like you're in a different town, my guy. So North Chicago is like over an hour away from Chicago. It's Chicago area, but it's not Chicago. So when we used to go to quote unquote Chicago, I would say to John, let's always try to stay in a hotel for a night on the front end and then take the train to North Chicago or whatever. Like, we'll go a day early. Let's not take a day away from whatever the family trip is. Like, let's not be those people. And please, let's not, we shouldn't be those people. We'll go a day early and we'll go to a fun dinner and we'll explore it. Like, I actually love Chicago. John grew up there. So, like, obviously he loves it too. And I guess he doesn't have to love it, but he does. That mindset actually got us pretty far. And then like last year when we did our trip to Paris for Taylor Swift, which always happens in May because it's always baked around someone's like a sibling's like life event. You know what I mean? Like this year it's graduation was graduation. Next year it'll also be another sibling's graduation, like so on and so forth. Um Last year it was on and just a fun fact about life. It will always 10 out of 10 times will always be on John and I's anniversary. So like we don't own our anniversary anymore and we're not gonna pitch up a fit about it. You know what I mean? It's like we all wake up one day and people are like, oh my God, it's your anniversary, isn't it? And we're like, it sure is. But last year we decided to do London first. And I heard that from someone else, like bookend your trip, with time for the two of you together. And I love doing it on the front end. So maybe that's just something that's like, if you're already gonna go to different cities to like go to friends' baby showers or weddings or whatever, bookend it. Is there something nearby that you would do like for a night, just you and your significant other that you can look forward to and plan and have that? You're just spending so much money doing these things. That's the truth of it, especially if you live flying distance away from all of your friends. There is got to be some type of like personal practice that we can indulge in that sort of hedges the risk of ever getting frustrated or resentful about it because it's not something that any of us ever want to feel. And these are still things we want to show up for our friends. But I think feeling frustrated about the money you spend on it is a real thing. And I think it's frustrating to feel frustrated. So I wonder if there is like some version of that that we could all like start to partake in. And I mean, it just sucks because it really only applies if it's like somewhere interesting that you're going, but it could help. I have no idea. We're gonna have to expand more on this. Anyways, I just wanted to like pop in midweek and say hi and see what we're up to. And you know what we should do is either like AMA or like a what am I thinking about? Like a dirty laundry soon, you know what I mean? Or like a lover war. We should do something like that soon so I can like see where other people are at too. Um, so email if you want or DM, you know what I mean? Like that line's open too. But love you guys and we'll see you next week. Bye.